The UAE has walked away from OPEC. Now, this is significant both for geopolitics and global energy markets. But this had been brewing for a while and it's not a surprise. Here are three reasons why the UAE took this step. The first reason is petrodollars. There are a dozen oil producing nations that are part of OPEC, and together they control about 35 to 40% of global oil supplies, which means they have huge influence on oil prices. Now, how OPEC works is that every country is allotted a quota as to how much oil it can pump out based on its production capacity. Now, the system works very well when demand is high because every country can produce as much oil as possible and sell it in the markets. But when oil demand is low, OPEC asks countries to lower their production, which means they can make less revenue. The UAE has been ramping up investments in oil production and is looking to increase its current capacity by 30% in the next 4 years. However, OPEC is led by Saudi Arabia, which has been restricting countries because it wants to keep supplies under check because demand was weak, especially in the last few years. By doing this, it's able to increase prices. Now, this was a point of friction between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Abu Dhabi wanted to produce more oil. Riyadh was putting restrictions. By leaving OPEC, now the UAE is free to produce as much oil it wants to and maximize its profits. The second reason is the growing rivalry with Saudi Arabia. For decades, the Gulf countries, including the UAE, have operated under the shadow of Saudi Arabia, which is the largest economy in the Arab world and also the leader of the Muslim world. But over the last decade or so, the UAE has become ambitious because it's looking to expand both its geopolitical and economic influence. And this meant that both the countries were not seeing eye to eye on many issues, from Sudan to Yemen, from global energy markets to ties with Israel. In recent years, tension has been rising. That's because of the fierce rivalry between the two countries, as they both are trying to become the economic and AI hubs of the region. And the last reason was the lack of unified response by the Gulf states towards Iran. This war exposed the deep divisions within the region. The UAE was targeted the most by Tehran among all Gulf countries. Abu Dhabi was pushing for a coordinated action, including reopening the Strait of Hormuz, but it found little support from its Gulf neighbors. So the decision to effectively leave OPEC was made a few years ago. But the UAE was waiting for the right moment, and the Iran war provided that trigger. Now, this won't have an immediate impact on global energy supplies or prices, but it will definitely weaken the influence of OPEC and Saudi Arabia. But it's also good news for the United States, which is the largest producer of oil in the world. This move is the first of many shifts we are going to see in the Gulf region due to the war in Iran. If you want to read more about it, please check out my Substack.